What's up? What's poppin'? What's cracking? Salute to the fam. Salute to everybody out there, man. It is the homie, MainmanMademan in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Once again, it is an honor and a pleasure. I repeat, a honor and a pleasure to be on here with all of the boxing fam and the boxing fans. It's Thursday night, so you know what that means. It's our time now, man. Salute to each and every one of y'all that catches this live. Salute to everyone that catches this on the playback, man. Salute to all of my hard workers out there that's been putting that work in all week. And now you just want to kick back, chill out, roll up. I repeat, roll up and listen to the homie, MainmanMademan. As we all know, I'll be right in front of y'all in just a minute, man. I want to give a hearty salute to the homie first on the scene, Robert Brown. What's up with your family? What's up with your fam? Yo, been waiting on this, man. What up to the fam and big up? What up to the man himself, Mainman. Man, what up to you, Robert Brown? Thank you for your support, man. I've been seeing your support, and I want to say thank you. Thank you very much, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everyone. Salute to the whole entire family, man. We got a lot to cover. I know it's been a slow week in boxing this week. Let me get this music out of here. Well, man, let the music rock for a little longer. I know it's been kind of like a slow week in boxing this week. You know, we've been managing to keep content flowing on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Thank goodness for that. But this is the time of year that everyone needs to understand. To the boxing fans, most of y'all know it's slow this time of year every year. At the beginning of the year, these networks, these broadcasters, the promoters, and especially with the pandemic going on right now, they don't have certainty with their schedules. And there's a lot of uncertainty still floating around. Big fights can't truly be made. So it's probably going a little more slower than usual. Usually by this time of the year, we have a schedule announced through the springtime or through the summertime or something like that. But they slow to move their feet because of a pandemic, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But we're going to keep on rocking on with the sport, man. But I'm praying that the sport get itself together. Let me get this music off, y'all. Get itself together, man. I'm reading articles, and we're going to talk about that during the show. Man, I'm reading stuff that I'm not happy to be reading, man. And boxing is taking a hit. We got to get boxing back on track. You know what I'm saying? We got to get boxing back on track. That's why the Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford situation is so monumental. That's why the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury situation is so monumental. Or Tyson Fury versus the other dude, I forget his name. But the reason that those fights are so monumental because boxing needs them. I remember right before the pandemic had hit, right? I had came out with a suggestion, like I was hoping these promoters would adjust to the times. I thought the route that most of them should have went, and I see that they're going that route now more than ever, is social viewing. You use these apps out here to your advantage to keep the sport going. Fight TV is just one of many. I've seen Bob Arum reach out to Fight TV. We're going to talk a little bit about Don King in this episode. So Don King's reached out to Fight TV. Whenever it's not the actual gate that you would get at an arena. Sure, you can't get them $500 floor seats, but you can get something. And with that something, you can make better fights. That's what we're saying. And that was the route that I was hoping boxing would go. You can never replace a full arena. You know what I'm saying? Different prices for the seats. But if you could charge everybody $10, $15 to watch decent level fights, I think some people would be interested in that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get in front of y'all, man. Let me get in front. I got y'all watching this brick wall. Hold on one second. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to get beyond this. We got to adjust with the times, dog. I don't want to see this sport die off. And we're going to talk about some stories. It's just got me like, yo, for real, man. Like, I don't want to see boxing die off, but boxing's got to get it together. They got to get it. The UFC numbers are climbing through the roof. We're bleeding fans. And that's why a new strategy is starting to come into play. And we're going to talk about that strategy, man. Before I get there, though, let me just kind of finish off this whole Terrence Crawford thing, because I did a video about it a couple hours ago, and I just want to kind of finish off because I seen Terrence Crawford on his Twitter leave a tweet. And according to Terrence Crawford on his Twitter, let me put the picture of Bud up. Why not, right? According to Terrence Crawford on his Twitter, I've been champion since March 1st, 2014. 7 straight years is coming up. 3 different weight classes. If I was to retire right now, the Hall of Fame would be the next accomplishment. Sorry, can't say the same for ... And he ends it there. That's a beautiful statement, and that's facts. That is all facts. The man is, if the man called it quits today, he's going to the Hall of Fame. No if, no ands, no buts. He's going to the Hall of Fame, and he's walking in there on a red velvet carpet with glittering lights all around it, and and everyone's going to have a parade because he's guaranteed first ballot. He's going in there. 3-division champion, 2-time lineal champion, former undisputed champion. How do you like that for your ass? Now, I'm sure when he says the ... dots, I think we know who he's talking about when he say the ... dots. Now, don't we? The golden question I want to know is, if Earl Spence Jr.'s career ended right now, does he go to the Hall of Fame? Is Terrence Crawford right in this analysis? If Earl Spence Jr. career ended right now, does he go to the Hall of Fame? Yes or no? If you're asking me, I think the answer is no. There's several unified champions. We've seen unified champions for years, for decades. They come all the time. That's nothing new under the sun. That's nothing spectacular. That's great. That's awesome. That's a box to be checked in your legacy box. That's awesome. But we got a million of those. You know what I'm saying? Do you make the Hall of Fame? Earl got a long career ahead of him. He got other weight classes I'm sure he's going to go to. I got to say he got to give me one weight class. You got to give me a belt at 54 before we talking. Because, I mean, Sean Porter, tough fight, gritty fighter, put you through the ringer, put you through the grinder, but he loses. I don't want to be sitting here crapping on Porter, but he lost. He lost to Kell Brook. He lost to Keith Thurman. He lost to Earl Spence Jr. Okay, Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is a decent win. It's a very good win, and I give him full credit for that. Especially coming off the car accident. We know the circumstances surrounding that. I don't take that away from him. I told people before, I'm not like a lot of Bud detractors. I give him full credit for Danny Garcia. Funny how they don't give Bud Crawford full credit for Kell Brook. Kell Brook was a shot fighter. Even though Kell Brook was up at 154 pounds doing his thing, coming off 3 straight wins against harder punches, bigger men. He beat Michael Zarafa. He went through a round of hell with Michael Zarafa. Zarafa put hands all over his face, all over him. Michael Zarafa fighting at middleweight right now, but he's a shot fighter. You see what I'm saying? Well, anyway, Danny Garcia, former unified champion at 140 pounds, WBC champion at 47 by beating Paulie. Who was it? Robert Guerrero. Did much of nothing at 47. Is that a great enough win to get him in the Hall? I don't know. That's a good win. The Kell Brook win, very good win. Very good win. I still give him full credit, regardless of the fact that Kell Brook was coming off the eye injury, regardless of the fact that Kell Brook was winning the fight until his eye went out. I still give Earl Spence credit for that fight. It took me a minute, but I still give him full credit for that. But is that still in the Hall? That's going to get him into the Hall. I got my man right here who's beating lineals. He's beating unifieds. He's became undisputed. He's done it in several weight classes. I don't know what Earl Spence Jr. would have did at 135. All I know is his first weight class is 147. So he got to get up to 160 to do anything that Terrence Crawford has done. That's what you call Hall of Fame. If they were going to get like Bud, then these dudes would be up at 160, correct? Why everyone like to do the resume thing? They be up at 160. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Also, people may see me talk about Terrence Crawford and wonder, like in my last video, I can go in on Bob Arum. Here's the deal with MainmanMademan. I'm against anything that presents an obstacle. I don't care what side it comes from. If it comes from Bud's side, I'm calling out. Anything that's an obstacle in this situation, I'm not with it. And I'm hashtag anti-suit. I got Silver Salomo in the building. What's up, family? I'm hashtag anti-suit, so it don't matter what the suits say. I worry about the fighters. And if I see obstacle coming from either side, I'm calling it out, whether it's Bob or whether it's Al. It doesn't matter. We the boxing fans. Why the hell do we care about them? Do they care about us? And we're going to ask that question in the next story. But do they care about us? So I don't care about them. I don't give a damn. I'm listening to Bob. I don't care what Bob got to say no more. Now it's Earl Spence. It's Earl Spence's fault. It ain't Al Heyman's fault. You go back a couple months, a few articles ago, then it was Al Heyman doesn't exist. Then it was Al Heyman is pricing his fighters too high. Now it's not Al Heyman. I don't want to hear nothing that Bob Arum got to say. Bob Arum is all over the map with this. 1 minute it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault. The blame game is all with Bob Arum, and I'm done with it. I've been listening to Bob Arum talk about this for years. I'm done with it. I'm done with Bob. I'm done with PBC. I want to see these two brothers come together and do something for themselves. I'm done with all this. All of these pro camps. Oh, you got to be down with Top Rank. Oh, you got to like the PBC. I don't like either one. How about that? I'm rocking with the fighters. Because at the end of the day, when the lights go out, PBC nor Top Rank is going to be on the phone with neither one of these fighters. Like, how you doing? You doing okay? You need anything? Anything that I can do for you because you made me so much money. Are they going to be doing that? The answer is no. So why do I give a damn? Why do you give a damn? Why should the fighters give a damn? They like, forget you pay me, like Terrence Crawford is doing. Terrence Crawford got his promoted in check. In check. And the clock is ticking. And the clock is ticking. Bob Arum, another reason that he might end up losing out on this situation, and I got no sympathy, because of his big mouth. He's the dude running around talking about people around Crawford are bad for Crawford. He's the one that says, I don't work with Crawford no more. I'm letting Todd DeBuff work with Crawford. I don't want to have anything to do with him. And now you want to come out here and play hero? Oh, miss me with that one, bro. What's up with Bud $1 million? Bud, like, damn, bro, you owe me $1 million. I'm just saying that's what he said. So I'm supposed to buy that from Bob. Bobby be flip and flopping. You know what I'm saying? Bud, I may not even be down with Top Rank after October. So I don't want to hear nothing Bob got to say. I just want to see the fight. I don't care what Al got to say. Al's never done an interview. But at this point, if he was to come out and say, yo, I'm going to do an interview and speaking about Terrence Crawford and why it ain't happening, Crawford and Spence ain't happening, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't care if I never heard the man talk a day in our life. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear you coming out with a solution. Period. 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 Now, I'm going to say this. If this fight doesn't happen while Terrence Crawford is with Top Rank, the bidding process for Terrence Crawford is going to be bananas. And this is why I keep asking Crawford Nation, is this something that Terrence Crawford wants? See, y'all look at me crazy when I ask this question. You got to think business-wise, right? Because these fighters are thinking like businessmen. So if they thinking like businessmen, is it in Terrence Crawford's best interest, knowing that his contract is up, to fight Earl Spence Jr. now before he rees up on the next contract? Riddle me that. Is it in his best interest? I got Terrence Crawford saying that Earl Spence ain't ducking me. I got Terrence Crawford saying I don't want to fight Earl Spence right now until he gets back on his feet. So the question that I ask you, does Bud really want this, or does he want to wait till that bidding process come around? Riddle me that. Riddle me that. No one's thinking about that. See, business works this way. It's all about your next fight, right? Bud will have upside through the roof having to sign a new contract, knowing that he has the biggest fight in the world right there in front of him. What promoter, whether it's Oscar, whether it's Eddie, would not throw a humongous bag of money towards Bud Crawford knowing that his contract is up? Knowing that Earl Spence Jr. fight may be right there on the horizon. I'm sure PBC going to make a run, right? Everybody going to make a run. Is this what Terrence Crawford wants? Riddle me that. That's how we got to start thinking. Business terms. Because boxing is a business. Every fight is thinking like a businessman. It ain't just limited to Earl Spence. This thing is contagious. It's going around boxing. Everyone likes to blame Floyd. Forget about Pretty Boy Floyd and remember Money May. Floyd did what he did because he earned his right to do that. The difference is they're putting Money May before Pretty Boy. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. For Ben Media in the building. My brother Muhammad Ali is in the building. I got the fam pulling up. Breeze Boxing is in the building. Breeze, why don't you got that blue suit, my friend? You got it now, Breeze. Breeze Boxing is in the building. I don't know what's going on with my mods, man. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let's see. For Ben says, yo, Spence doesn't make the Hall of Fame if he retires today. But Bud has also been a pro for 4 years longer. Let's see where Earl is at in 2 years, and I'll have a better idea. That's a great answer, fam. That's a great answer, and I can accept that. Bud does have a head start on Earl Spence Jr. I can accept that. I could definitely accept that. But he's also, like, even in his earlier days, done more as far as, like, moving up through weight classes and stuff. Earl has been there his entire career. It didn't take Terrence Crawford, you know, how many years, 10 years or whatever, to leave a weight class. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got there fat. Now, some can argue and say, yo, he was big for 135. He was already naturally big, and he was bigger than a lot of the guys at 35. Some even say he was bigger than Gamboa, and he weight bullied Gamboa. That's what some believe. I say if you can make the weight, you make the weight. He never missed weight. So it is what it is. Robert Brown says, I can't take away from either fighter's accomplishments. Bud is a 3-division champ, and Spence has fought some of the best at 147. Bob Arum and the pandemic are the biggest obstacles. I agree with that, Robert Brown. That is a very, very good answer. Very good, very proper common sense answer. I agree with that 100%. I mean, in a nutshell, if you want to give an unbiased view on it, that's exactly pretty much what it is. I agree with you there. I agree with you. But we just got to start recognizing that both of these men are highly accomplished. That's why the fight is so big. That's what I was telling y'all in the last video. We always throw accomplishments out. So I hear Earl Spence Jr. running around, no one's going to remember who you beat. No one's going to remember. We do remember who he beat. That's why he is such a big, like, that's why we all look at him as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. Like, we do know. That stuff meant something. That's why he is in the position that he is in, because of what he achieved in the ring and how he did it. Same for you, Earl. Same for you. He don't like to admit it much. Look, ain't none of y'all dudes like movie stars. Y'all dudes are known and loved for the fight that you put on in that ring. We seen Earl Spence Jr. coming up, destroying people, being a vicious body snatcher. And that made us go, damn. Then he started beating good names like Danny and Sean and Kel and Lamont. He beat these dudes, and we like that. Then he became unified, took Keith Thurman, moved Keith Thurman out the way, like, Keith, get out the way. Go buy yourself a new flute and then come back and holler at me. Those are all accomplishments. And that's why we love Earl Spence Jr. We ain't going to diminish those accomplishments. That's why I say that Earl Spence Jr. is a dynamic fighter, and I call him the #1 welterweight because of what he did in that ring. And I don't diminish that. And I respect him for it. We just want him to do the same in return. See, a lot of y'all be two-faced out there when it come to Bud. I got the video. When I asked the question of who would give Terrence Crawford full credit for Kell Brook, everybody in the comment section, good engagement, came through and said we give him full credit. The second that Kell Brook got beat, Kell Brook was washed. Kell Brook who? Kell Brook what? All because Bud made it look easy. It's called levels. It's called levels. And that's what it is. And the last point I'm going to hit on before, because I don't want to get too much into a Bud rant here. The last point I want to hit that Bud gets a bad rap on is one thing I got to say for Bob Arum, and I've said this in the past, and this is a good thing for him. Muhammad Hamatola is in the building. My brother, what's up, family? What's up with you? Salute, main man and the fam. Arum is trying to appease Bud by telling lies as usual, making it seem like he spoke to Al and that it's only Spence that's blocking the fight. Facts. And that's why I say I'm glad that Earl Spence Jr. came right out, not even an hour later, and did it that ASAP. Like, bro, stop the lying. Stop the lying. Like I told you, go back a couple weeks, the man told you Al Heyman don't exist. And Al Heyman was pricing the fighters out too high. Al Heyman was the biggest problem in all of this just a couple weeks ago. Now, all of a sudden, Al Heyman is an angel in this. He is the best man for the job. We're all friends. We're all fraternity brothers. We're all fraternity brothers. What the hell does that mean? But the fact of the matter is, like I said before, man, Bob need to cut it out. I'm not for anyone that's presenting an obstacle in this situation, and we're going to all call it out. But the last point I wanted to hit on was, one thing I got to give credit to Bob Arum on is he has, in one way or another, offered a lot of those PBC fighters some of their biggest paydays. Say what we can say what we want. People don't like to put this into the actual light that it should be in. Danny Garcia, $3 million offer plus upside. He never received nothing like that to that point. Never received nothing like that. We just seen Earl Spence Jr. getting $2 million guaranteed plus upside. They offered Danny 3 plus upside, plus pay-per-view revenue. 3. And everyone keep coming to me with the Amir Khan story. I'm tired of the Amir Khan story. Let's worry about Danny. Danny, they need to stop pocket watching. Worry about, you got offered your biggest payday at that point. Why everybody running around like Danny just got a free pass? Biggest payday. Earl Spence Jr. being offered his biggest payday. Biggest payday. You hear me? I'm trying to figure out where they're going wrong here. In Sean Porter's situation, Sean Porter didn't get offered his biggest payday, but he got offered right around what he's been making. And that is 1 point something. I think he could have got the $2 million plus pay-per-view upside. Bob Arum says, come and talk to me about a deal about upside. That's a better deal than most of Sean's fights. So we can try to make it and play stupid. Like this ain't the issue, like this ain't the facts, but these are the facts. These are just the facts. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Before I move on to the actual show, this was just honestly a mini rant. Because I didn't do the boxing history today, so I replaced it with the Bud rant, so we can get into the actual show now. Bree says, yo, Bob himself admitted on record to stopping Crawford from fighting Pac. Facts. And that was the back in the day. Then when it come back around again, Bob is out here lying. Telling Crawford to his face, Pac, Manny. Y'all see Terrence Crawford in his last fight, in his post-fight interview. Who he say he wanted to fight next? Manny Pacquiao. While you got Bob Arum saying Earl Spence Jr. They said it damn near at the same time because Bob was lying. He know damn well he didn't. They claimed that he was going to get the 20-something million from the Middle East to pay Manny Pacquiao. Man, come on, champ. All that hope and the prayer stuff. That was all. Well, I'm going to keep that bottled up for a video. I'm going to keep that pot bottled up. But that was bull crap, bro. He got packed from him. He could have made Bud a much bigger star. He's been piss poor at promoting Terrence Crawford. He just don't know how to do it. That's why he had to give him that high guarantee. He doesn't know how to promote Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to move on, man. I don't want to get too bogged down into a Bud rant. We'll save this for another live stream, but we got more on this, man. I just want everybody to know that accomplishments mean something, man. Give a man respect for his accomplishments. He goes to the Hall of Fame right now. We love both of these fighters for what they've done in the ring. You may say Earl Spence Jr. is a bigger seller. Fine with me. But at the end of the day, he can never make the type of magic and type of money with no one else at the division, with the exception of Manny Pacquiao. And good luck getting that fight, because last we heard Manny Pacquiao fighting Lil Ryan or something like that. It is what it is. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. All right, fam. Let's get to the actual show now, can we? Now, I want to start off with something. Y'all know how we normally do this. We start off light and we get heavier as we kind of progress on. So we'll start off with a very light topic. Now, there's news floating around. This got me really disappointed, for real. I seen this over on World Boxing News. And that is, they say that a YouTuber is the most searched combat fighter in the world. They didn't name which YouTuber. They just said the brother of another YouTuber. Let's just do the process of elimination. Say this guy. You know what I'm saying? But they say he is the most searched for combat fighter in the world. This is why I say boxing got a problem. Here's the deal. They're already wrestling. Now, you already in danger of losing your people to UFC. But here's the deal. Now, boxing, to adjust for lack of money and you know, not getting no gates and stuff like that, they start going down this YouTuber route. We're putting celebrity fights on and YouTuber fights. Now, this is a very dangerous thing. More dangerous than you know. Because this is a time where you got boxing fans tuning out. You got UFC fans tuning in. And you got the boxing fans being replaced with these guys' fans. That's a dangerous thing. You keep chasing off the diehards. Boxing, you keep chasing off your casuals, for that matter. You just keep on chasing off your fans and think you're going to replace them with these dudes. You keep on. What you're going to figure out is that you are luring all of these non-loyal, disloyal, bitch-made ass fans. That's what you're doing. You bring in on this guy got like 20 million YouTube subscribers, right? You bring in his fans on. Do you think boxing is going to be able to sustain them? Or the second that they get so big and we get so tired of it, they say, you know what, forget the boxing fans. You know what, I'm tired of all this. I've already made my mark. We already the most searched for athletes in the world. We don't need their belts. We don't need boxing. We'll go over here and start our own YouTuber boxing league with our YouTuber belts and take all of our fans right along with us, and then boxing will be right back in the situation that they were in the first place. The only difference is that diehards then went about their business. Now you can't get us back. Now we went over to WWE. Now we're running over to UFC. Because you catering to this. Because you're so thirsty boxing for money. You promoters are so thirsty. See, these dudes are a promoter's dream. Because you know why? They come with a built-in fan base and you don't have to promote them. That's why. They are a promoter's dream. Eddie Hearn probably look at a guy like this and say, I don't have to do one commercial. I don't have to run one ad. I don't have to do one interview. This dude is on social media 24/7, pumping up everything he does, right? Everything that he do. So I don't have to do anything. All I got to sit back and just book the damn thing. And he'll do the rest. Well, that's lazy, Mr. Promoter. And are you really willing to replace boxing fans with fans of these dudes? That's what you got to ask yourself. And that's what makes me so scared for boxing. Because it's happening. He is the most searched for combat athlete. Not Conor McGregor, not Manny Pacquiao, not Floyd Mayweather, not Teofimo Lopez, not Gervonta Davis, not Ryan Garcia. This dude. How? This dude. And they say, oh, it's just fine. It's just perfectly fine. Everything is just okay. So now we're going to keep on putting them on pay-per-views. We're going to keep on giving them their own shows and this, that, and the third. What are they going to do? They're going to take the clout that they're getting from boxing and they're going to run off and do their own thing. Making these promoters look stupid. Facts. Breeze Boxing says, yo, man, Bob knows if Crawford leaves, Shakur is leaving too. They got Ryan Canelo type bond. Facts. That could happen. You're right about that. You're right about that. And maybe even Herron. Is Herron already left? You know what I'm saying? My boy Wayne Jr. is in the building. Wayne Jr., where your blue suit at? There you go. He got 2.5 for Rod Salker. And Porter said on his show, them numbers ain't true. He got 2.5 for Rod Salker. Yeah, but that's a 2.5 without upside. You got to remember, Bob said coming down and talk with me about upside, which meaning that he trying to put that on pay-per-view. And you know he'll get more on pay-per-view with Bud than a Rod Salker. Oh, you talking about Danny. I'm sorry, you talking about Danny when you say Rod Salker. He got 2.5 for Rod Salker. Don't matter. He didn't fight Rod Salker on pay-per-view. Same deal. You talking $3 million guarantee plus pay-per-view upside. Given that Danny was a popping name at that time, how much pay-per-views it would have did? They got history together. They fought each other in the amateurs. They would have had a story to sell. The numbers might would have been good. We talking before the pandemic. The numbers might would have did all right, but Danny ain't want to entertain it at all. And even if you want to renegotiate, you come back with the counter. You already see they talking 3. You might could have got 3.5. Plus pay-per-view revenue. That's the biggest offer that Danny has ever seen, even the 3. So it's not like they undercutted Danny in no way. And they had history for the millionth time. These two are 1-1. Wouldn't you think as a fighter to make the most money you've ever made for a world championship to fight the #1 pound-for-pound fighter for my biggest payday of my career? That's what Danny Garcia had in front of him, and he chose not to respond. Not to mention he was #1 in the WBO at one time. So he's had every chance he had. But this is back to this, though. This is disgusting, man. And this scares me. Last but not least, last point, the promoters know that their fan bases, these YouTuber fan bases, are uneducated. You can tell them anything. You can sell them anything. You can give them fake belts. You can give them crap fights, the exhibitions that don't really mean anything. They just there to turn up. They just there to see their favorite YouTuber. They're uneducated, but they can't do that to us. We're going to be here making videos. We're going to be here saying, you know what, we're not paying for that fight because we know that you feeding us BS. But they'll replace us with them. That's what they want to do. So keep your eye on the situation, fam. This is a slippery, slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? All day. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Salute to my homie, DJ Zion Love is in the building. What's up, family? Salute to your man. Salute to your Troy Tosin in the building. If their YouTuber you lose, it's going to be big drama. Facts. Facts. That's what it's maybe going to take to end this joint, fam. I wonder. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest one, who was ever the top dog. Is it the IKS dude or the Paul Jakes dude? One of these dudes. You know, whichever the one's the top dog, let them get knocked the hell out. And maybe that'll scare the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. For those who haven't also heard, let me see. This right here is official now. Boots versus Sergey Lipinets going down April 10th on Showtime. Really looking forward to this one. It is official. I was going to do this on a standalone video, but it's official. I'm looking forward to this. Matter of fact, I will save this for a standalone video, but I do want to give everybody the heads up that this is official now. It's ready to go. Boots Ennis versus Sergey Lipinets. They're talking about the winner may be in line to face Errol Spence Jr. I'm liking that because this is all involving, what, the IBF or something like that. So I'm liking that, and I'm hoping we get to that point. But this is going to be the test that I need Boots Ennis to get through. And I need him to pass this test with flying colors. I need him to pass this test with flying colors so I can get on here confidently and say that this man is everything that he says he is. So I'll be watching. But I'll be breaking down their styles. I'll be breaking down what they both like to do in the whole 9 yards in a separate standalone video. I want to give Boots Ennis his full respect to give him his own video because this is his coming out party. This is his coming out party. This is what his fans have been waiting for. The moment where he got a recognizable name that's people perceive as, you know, B-, mid-level, decent level, opposed to what he's been fighting before. We've been waiting on this. And so I need him to get rid of Sergey Lipinets. I want him to stop. I told y'all last week, I want this dude done. I want him gotten rid of. I don't want Sergey Lipinets in the mix because I did not forget what he did to my main man, Lamont Peterson. So I want Boots to go in there and handle that business all day. So look out for this video. I will be doing this on its own. Boots Ennis deserves his own video, and he's damn it going to get it from MainmanMademan all day. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. Now let's get to a really juicy story. This one right here. I want to talk about Charlo and David Benavidez. Now, I've been defending Charlo. I'm a big fan. I like Charlo. I like Charlo. I like Charlo a lot. I defend him against the Canelo stuff, the Andrade stuff, the Jacob stuff. I'm with Charlo all the way. You know what I'm saying? I think Charlo is on the side of right in a lot of those arguments. But this argument, I have no answer for Charlo for. Renee Bachung is in the building. My main man. Salute to Renee Bachung. There he go right there, my man Cadillac Red. What's up, family? Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Everybody that hear the sound of my voice, you need to be checking out the fam Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. That's the man right there. Yo, they do it in an entertaining way. Check out the fam and also check out Renee Bachung, man. That's fam too, man. My main man. Salute to Mexico, man. Salute to Mexico. Yeah, man, but back to this, man. You know, in Charlo's case in this situation, man, I'm having a little problem defending him. David Benavidez is going for the neck of Charlo. For the neck, champ. Like, he ain't letting it, he ain't mincing no words. He ain't hiding it. He ain't pussyfooting it. He putting it out there in a bold fashion. He wants Charlo. And guess what, fam? There is zero reasons. I mean zero why this fight can't happen. There's nothing. I don't have one obstacle to give you. I don't have one. There's no reason this fight doesn't happen. Charlo, WBC middleweight champion. You got David Benavidez, #1 in the WBC, up at 168 pounds. That's one division up from Charlo. Now, if you rewind the clock to last year, Charlo on a FaceTime or whatever like that with the Durrell brothers, telling the Darrell brother at the time, because Darrell wanted the rematch with Benavidez, but he didn't get it. Charlo on that phone, same call. Well, I have gotten the permission, or I have gotten the okay to go up to 168 pounds. This was last year, fam. This was last year. So Charlo says he never made the move, right? He stayed at 160 pounds. And I defended him on that. I said, yo, Charlo feels him, his brother, as well as Javante Tank Davis, they got a full network to themselves. They don't want to run other places because they are the stars of Showtime. They didn't have to worry about the Fox fighters coming on into their world. They didn't have to worry about the DAZN fighters coming into their world. They had their own thing. Steven Espinoza working with Charlo. They putting them on cards together. It works. So I felt like Charlo felt as though, you know what, why leave? When I'm sitting here on my network where I'm the man. Until the numbers start flying. Till millions of dollars started being talked about. I heard about the talk about Charlo sending 25, or PBC sending 25 million to Canelo and to face Charlo. Canelo got out of Dodge, but he was down to face someone else though. He got out of Dodge. He down to face Caleb Plant, but he don't want to face Charlo. Fine. We'll deal with that later. But here, bro, this ain't Canelo. There's no obstacles here. David Benavidez is a PBC fighter. He fights on your networks, fights for the same management you do, and he's coming for your neck. Let's get to these quotes. Now, keep in mind, fam, I don't know if y'all heard, David Benavidez has already had a fight recently been announced. It's official. David Benavidez and Ronald Ellis have agreed to a 168-pound fight on March the 13th in the main event of a Showtime Championship Boxing. Showtime, the same network that Charlo fights on. Showtime Championship Boxing. Benavidez, okay, we already know he lost his title on the scales. Now, let's get to the quote. According to David Benavidez, he says, and I quote, and you'll see it floating around. Here it is right here. We can make it happen in September if you're really about it, at Future of Boxing. So he left it on his Twitter. We can make it happen in September if you really are about it. Then he goes on and says that would be a big fight. I would love to fight Charlo. He says that he will knock me out, but I'm going to knock him out whenever he wants. Granted, David Benavidez's father, and this is the one that sent the chill down my back. David Benavidez's father, in the interview, Jamal Charlo, if you are watching this, I know you did an interview where you said that you will knock David out. I think that will be an easy fight to make. If you want to fight, then we want to fight. Fuck Caleb Plant. Fuck Canelo. We can make the fight happen. Hold on. I'm going to read that one more time. I think that would be an easy fight to make. You want to fight, we want to fight. Fuck Caleb Plant, fuck Canelo. We want to make the fight happen, end quote. It gets no more crystal clear than that, fam. It gets no more crystal clear than that. That is crystal. That is crystal. The man said, F Canelo and F Plant, we want you. Do you know the significance of that statement? Canelo Alvarez is the cash cow of boxing. David Benavidez has been wanting him for the longest. He says, forget that. Caleb Plant is his true rival. The man who said he claims disrespected his family. The man that got a whole beef. Plant got a beef with all of the Benavidezes. That's the number one target. He says, forget him. I want Charlo. So Charlo, brother, you're going to have to do a little bit more than your IG posts and your little drunk rants. You're going to have to come on out, champion, and let the world know that you down to accept this. See, because you be talking all this trash, and I've defended Charlo numerous of times. I got nothing but respect for Jamal Charlo, A-side. Now, his younger brother, we can have a different conversation. But at the end of the day, I got nothing but respect for you, and I've always defended you, man. But this man is coming for your neck. What you gonna do? It's like nobody don't want to talk about Big David. Y'all ain't peeping that? Nobody don't want to have a conversation. It's like Canelo don't want to have a conversation. Plant, even before Plant was talking about Canelo, he was talking about Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Where ain't nobody talking about Big David? What's the deal? What's the deal? Somebody gonna have to see this dude eventually. I get it. He dropped titles. He's a fuck up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is. Coke, snorts the coke, all that. Man got problems. But in that ring, champ, in that ring, that's a bad man. That's a bad man. David Benavidez got the height. He got the hand speed. He got the hand coordination. He has a good boxing IQ, and he got power. What you gonna do, Charlo? What you gonna do? Or you just gonna keep on sipping that good? What you gonna do? You know, this doesn't come with a built-in excuse. This ain't Andre. Andre just re-signed on the other side from what I hear. This ain't Andre. This ain't Canelo. This ain't Golovkin. See, here's the deal. What's the alternative? Charlo, you stay at 160 and fight who? And fight who? Don't worry, I'll wait. And I got a minute. There's nobody. You gonna fight Gennady Golovkin? Nope. You gonna fight Demetrius Andrade? Nope. You gonna fight Ryota Murata? Nope. You gonna fight Chris Eubank? Chris Eustank just ran for the hills. Chris Eustank just ran for the hills. I'll fight Kell Brook. I would like to fight Kell Brook and smack him around a little bit. Man, shut your... You ran from Charlo, homeboy. You ran. PBC brought you over to Showtime. Gave you the red, they gave you Matt Korobov, the same opponent as Charlo. They was serving it up. They gave you Matt Korobov, which I think you would have lost if that fight would have played out. They hooked Eubanks up. They gave him on Showtime. And what do Eubank do? He take the first offer that fell in his lap because he says he needs some money. Or did you just want to get the hell away from Charlo? Because now I hear you talking about Kell Brook. Kell Brook ain't fought at your class. You at 60 or 68. The hell you talking about Kell Brook for? Eubank ran for the hill. So what you gonna do, Charlo? Are we still here gonna sit here and have to keep on defending you, man? I want to see you make a move and go after David Benavidez. I truly do. I think this is the win that Charlo has been wanting. He's talking too much. At this point, it's just talk. I'm not impressed with Sergey Deryevchenko. I'm just not. I never was. Go back and look at my videos. You'll see I never was excited for that fight. I always say that Sergey Deryevchenko is second best. Second best. So, no, what are you going to do? This is the opportunity right here. So, if David Benavidez is going to get the job done in March, I would like to see some news coming out about Charlo versus Benavidez. Or is it too early for Charlo to move up and wait? Y'all going to come back and tell me that? Let me see what the fam talking about. Oh, wow, I didn't see much of that. Benavidez wants that line smoke all day, Renee. He wants that smoke. He wants that smoke. Charlo versus I guess you're saying Benavidez would be awesome. Facts. That's a great fight, says Robert Brown. Charlo should fight Danny Jacobs as a debut at 168. Facts. In March, and then Benavidez in September. Big money fights. Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's the deal. If that fight was to happen, how does Canelo I ain't saying he won't because we know Canelo. But how does Canelo Alvarez not fight that person? How does he not? I mean, I'm sure if Charlo and Benavidez was the fight, that's hands down going to be the WBC mandatory. I'm sure they're going to franchise Canelo so they can keep the Plant fight alive. They're going to franchise him. If David Benavidez was to fight Charlo, that would be the prime opponent for Canelo Alvarez. And I would love to see if the WBC going to run their protection program. Oh, I'd love to see that. Wouldn't y'all? Wouldn't y'all? David still got that dog in him, says Breeze Boxing. All day. Yo, thumbs up as you pull up for the homie while y'all chilling, looking at the homie. Hit that thumbs up for me. And if you new here, rock them bells for the homie, man. That way every time I upload, y'all right there with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all right there with me. So I hear what David Benavidez is talking about. I hear what his father is talking about, and y'all know his father trains him and heavily included into David Benavidez's career. His father's calling for it. David is calling for it. David ain't doing nothing but fighting lower tier fights right now because Canelo don't want to give him no smoke. Caleb Plant is saying he's going to go fight Uskatigi and then turn around and wait for Canelo after that. So David is just kind of just floating in the wind. Danny Jacobs ain't going to go near. David Benavidez will stop Daniel Jacobs, in my opinion. He stops Daniel Jacobs. I like to see that fight, but Daniel Jacobs ain't going near David Benavidez neither. The only one who got out here publicly and said what they would or would not do, and he got permission, and he ready. Oh, he need to be doing this. He need to be doing that. Is Charlo. He's the only one. There is no one else. PBC can make this happen like yesterday. I told y'all, boxing needs this. We'll see. We'll see. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. All right, to the next one. I want to give full credit to this kid right here. He deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it. I don't know if y'all heard the news. Teofimo Lopez winning the Boxing Writers Association of America Fighter of the Year. It's the most prestigious version of the Fighter of the Year award that we got in boxing for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And this kid's won it. And he's very happy, as you can see from the quote right here, man. He's very happy. He says, and I quote, "I'm very appreciative of this. It's been a long journey, and this is the beginning. What I can say is this is a true big win for us. It's surreal. Sometimes I still think that this is a dream for us, but we turned that dream into a reality." You got to be nothing but happy for this kid, and I think he deserves it. He beat out a lot of tough names for this particular prize. It says that Lopez beat out a stellar class that included #1 pound for pound. No, we're not going to say that. That included pound for pound fighter Canelo Alvarez, Gervonta Tank Davis, Tyson Fury, Errol Spence Jr., and Joe Smith Jr. Now, those are some good names. Joe Smith had a good year. Earl had his return year. Tyson Fury beat Bomb Squad. Gervonta Davis, nah, I don't even know how he makes the list. Canelo Alvarez, no. This is the one thing I did notice about this. Now, he deserves it. Without a doubt, his win over Vasyl Lomachenko is bigger than anything I believe happened probably throughout the year. I mean, he took a lot of belts off Vasyl Lomachenko. Vasyl Lomachenko was perceived as the man, the myth, the legend. Bob Arum did a good promotional job. ESPN did a good marketing campaign, and they had Vasyl Lomachenko like he was, I don't know, the Yoda of boxing. You know what I'm saying? He literally was the Yoda of boxing. I thought he was going to start walking to the ring in a black robe. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. But this kid beat him. He beat. And not to mention his Nakatani win as well. Was that last year? But he beat him. And I got to give him full credit. Now, the one thing I do got a problem with is why, for some odd reason, and maybe it's just me, but I noticed this a lot. And look, I've done videos in the past jumping on Jamel Charlo. I have. I called him B-side Charlo and things like that when he was going up against my main man, Jared Hurd. Stop playing with this man, Joe. Why he not on this list? I don't understand why everyone keep giving Jamel Charlo like the man didn't do what the man did. Like the man don't have 3 belts at 154 pounds. Stop playing with Jamel Charlo. Why is he not on the list but Joe Smith is? Why is he not on the list but Gervonta Davis is? Stop playing with Charlo, champ. I know his attitude is brash. I know he's the Clubber Lang of boxing. I get it. Y'all don't like him. He's disrespectful. He's too this. He's too that. Boxing needs characters like him, and he needs to get more respect. He don't be making y'all lists. He don't be making y'all pound for pound lists. He don't be nothing. Stop playing with Charlo, man. Charlo should be well respected and top. It can be argued. Is he top 5 pound for pound? Yes. It can be argued. Yes. But I noticed that every time a list come out, for some odd reason, there's never no mention of Jamel Charlo. It got to stop, man. It got to stop. Muhammad Hamatola says, yo, man, Charlo has to answer the call. I don't know about September, though, because Charlo needs at least one fight at 168 before facing David. December is more realistic, in my opinion. I agree. I agree. David is probably just throwing a random month out there, September. You know, that's the Mexican, what is that, the Mexican Independence Month. Maybe he's taking a shot at Canelo. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But it's still a viable fight. And whenever they decide to do it, it's a very viable fight. It's no obstacles. It's no politics. And those are the kind of fights that I like to be in the business of. That's why I cannot wait for Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor. No politics, no crap. We got to fight. That's what I need. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on, man, to the next one. Let's move on to the next one. Now, this one, I'm going to need a minute. I am going to need a minute. I have never thought that I'd be talking about this dude in this fashion. Let's talk about this Emmanuel Cha, Don King, WBA, Trevor Bryant fiasco. You know what I'm saying? When you get through this whole story, you'll find out that Don King is up to not only his old tricks, but he a straight gangster. The way he put this together, scheme, 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 and you will be a fool to be in business with the man. But he did it. And I'm wondering how far he's going to take this. Let's take it to the beginning. Let's take this to the beginning. Emmanuel Cha versus Trevor Bryant. Let's take it back to last March. The WBA orders a fight between Trevor Bryant and Emmanuel Cha. Emmanuel Cha is the WBA regular champion, Trevor Bryant being the WBA interim champion. You know what I mean? So, of course, this is a fight that makes sense. The regular champion versus the interim champion. Emmanuel Cha has not fought since winning his version of the WBA in a 12-round win over Alexander Ustinov since November of 2017. He's been injured. He's failed PED tests. He wins his world title, and then afterwards he doesn't defend it because he fails a PED test. You notice he's still WBA champion. He fails a PED test. He's suspended. He's fined, but he is not stripped of his world title. This is what I be saying about these this drug money-making machine, PED machine. The reason he wasn't stripped is because they found a loophole, and when they handled his B sample, they say, hey, you handled it wrong and you broke a certain protocol. So he got to keep his title. He got fined. He got smacked on the, he got fined, he got suspended, but he didn't lose his world title. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Trevor Bryant, been out of the ring a long time himself. We ain't seen Trevor Bryant since goodness knows how long. You know what I'm saying? So basically, both of these men have been out of the ring for years. The WBA orders a fight between these two, and Emmanuel Cha's promoter puts in a low bid. A low bid. Don King comes right behind it. He's the promoter of Trevor Bryant, and puts up $2 million last March and won the purse bid. And it didn't raise no eyes or no ears back then. Like, why would Don King put $2 million down on a purse bid for Cha versus Trevor Bryant? But he did it. No one knew what the method was behind the madness back then. So Don King wins the purse bid. He then proceeds on to put together a whole full card. And it's going to be Trevor Bryant versus Emmanuel Cha. You're going to have Bermain Stavern versus Christopher Lovejoy. Beibut Shumanov versus a guy named Raphael Murphy. That's the card right there. So after this gets announced, of course, coronavirus starts. Nothing can go. We're talking April now. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can go. Coronavirus got everything shut down. Don King is like, I can't put on a show. Sorry. Everything is shut down. So this triggers the WBA. Gilberto Mendoza. That's why you see all of these pictures of Don King with the father Mendoza right there. And that's to him with the son. As you can see the cozy relationship between Don King and the WBA. Well, the WBA comes out and says, according to Gilberto Mendoza, he releases a press release that says, and I quote, should any or both of the fighters, Cha and Bryant, failed to sign the contract, they would lose their position as champion or mandatory challenger. So the WBA comes out and says, you got to sign this contract. Because now that Don has won the purse bid, you must sign it, or else we taking your WBA championship, or we're taking his WBA interim. Trevor Bryant signed ASAP. No problem. There you go. Emmanuel Cha signs. There you go. Because the WBA told him, you better sign. You better sign. Now, Don King got signed contracts. And he got an event that he's supposed to put on. So the WBA's position, given that you had coronavirus, that they have no later than a deadline to make this fight by January 29th. That's this weekend. January 29th is the deadline that they have to make a fight according to the WBA. So, this is since last year. So, Don King is just letting time fly by, doing nothing. He ain't really doing anything. He ain't booking nothing. He ain't got no gloves coming through. Go test the ring sizes, what venues, this. He's doing literally nothing, but he got a signed contract that says that you got to fight my guy. And I get to promote it. But he's doing nothing. So as the deadline is approaching, the deadline is getting real close now. What Don King does is contacts the Florida State Boxing Commission, and they had confirmed that a request had been submitted to promote an event at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. A request had been placed for the bout to carry random testing through VADA, a mandated requirement per the WBA ruling from a previous purse bid hearing last March. So for Cha's punishment of popping dirty in his title defense, they got him under strict VADA testing. And then here's Emmanuel Cha's promoter. He says, and I quote, "We are hearing rumors that the fight is not booked. Hard Rock Hotel has no reservation for that date for an event without an audience," end quote. Turns out Don King got in cool with the Florida State Boxing Commission and told him, I'm booking a place just to kind of check that box. But he never booked the place, at least according to Emmanuel Cha's promoter. He never booked the place. Never booked the place. And then this leads to, I told y'all Christopher Lovejoy was going to be on the card also. Now, we know Christopher Lovejoy, the mysterious dark horse that nobody's seen fight. 19-0, 19 knockouts. They say most of them was in the first round. Most of his fights happened in Tijuana, Mexico, untelevised. Nobody really knows how good Christopher Lovejoy is. But Mr. Lovejoy, who's been going through a lot of legal problems with Don King, is said to have been on this card. Well, Christopher Lovejoy said he knew nothing about the situation. He was supposed to have been fighting, what they say, Bermain Stavern. He says, I don't know nothing about this. Matter of fact, Christopher Lovejoy was trying to make another fight in Tijuana, Mexico, after the one broke down that he was supposed to have been fighting Dave Allen. Christopher Lovejoy was supposed to have been fighting Dave Allen with Eddie Hearn until Don King pulled the plug on it and said, hey, Eddie, he can't fight nobody because I got him under contract, champ. And that's the same thing that happened here. Lovejoy getting ready to go fight down in Mexico and said, Don King contacts him down there and say, no, he can't fight. I got him under contract. That's my dude. He ain't fighting nowhere. Shut the fight down. Wow. Says that a planned ring return on January 29th is no longer in the works for the 37-year-old heavyweight who was forced to walk from a scheduled headliner this weekend at Big Punch Arena in Tijuana, Mexico. Don King shut it down. You ain't fighting on that card, champ. Says that Lovejoy led the charge, insisting that he never agreed to the fight and that he was bought out of his contract with King. But from there came the declaration that he was returning south to the border to Big Punch Arena, where he last fought in a first-round knockout upset of a journeyman. So he fought there before. But it says that he knew nothing about this fight, and he said he bought himself out. Now, here's what Don King come back and he says. It says that, hold on. It says that, hold on. King basically says that Lovejoy took an advance and agreed to fight Bermain Stavern. Lovejoy denies that. That's Don King's answer to the public. But Lovejoy denies that. Either way, Lovejoy ain't fighting in Mexico. So now Lovejoy has been pulled off. Now here's the deal. Time is still ticking. Time is still ticking. We're getting closer to this weekend, right? Still ain't nothing happening. I got Emmanuel Cha still overseas. He ain't even in the country. So time is still ticking. And now here we are this Monday that just passed. Don King petitions the WBA. He petitions the WBA in a request for special permission and a permit or an exception to allow for the WBA for a secondary WBA heavyweight fight between Trevor Bryant and Bermane for the WBA championship, and to take Emmanuel Cha and make him champion in recess. So he wants to take Emmanuel Cha's belt now, his WBA World Championship, and take it off of him and says, yo, make him champion in recess and put this in there with Bermane and Trevor Bryant. And I know maybe many of y'all might say, well, man, he can't do that. He can't do that. It says that King called for the WBA to sanction a bout between Bryant and Bermane for the WBA Heavyweight Championship, while placing Emmanuel Cha as champion in recess for his unavailability, or in the alternative, removing his designation as world champion. It says that the request was signed by King and Trevor Bryant, submitted to the WBA on January 24th, just as Emmanuel Cha was able to secure a travel visa to make the trip from Germany. So Cha is still over in Germany. It's been some issues with his visa. Cha had to go through hell and hot water just to get a visa. And check this out. Now that Cha says he has a visa, he says he can be here by Tuesday. It says that travel has been arranged for Cha to arrive in Hollywood, Florida on Tuesday, in time for his scheduled title defense versus Trevor Bryant, which is supposed to go down this Friday. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Right? So he like, I can get there. It's not a problem. Don King ain't gonna have my title. I got a signed contract with him to say I can make this fight. I'm gonna make that fight. But Don King is like, he ain't here. For some reason, he can't make it. He like, I'm getting my visa. Hold on. Turns out, and this is from Don King's lawyer, and I quote, the visa that he obtained allows him to travel to the United States, but his P1 visa application is still pending. If he was granted a P1 work visa, then he can fight. But if not, then he can't fight. Don was waiting, like everyone else, for them to make their decision, end quote. And then it also says that records show that such a visa was ready for Cha to obtain, but was still lacking a countersigned contract from King, who as lead promoter was also required to secure the visa and proper travel accommodations, end quote. So Don King didn't do his part. For that particular work visa that Cha needs to come over here and fight, King never sent the contract. At least that's what is being reported. You know what I'm saying? It says that a lot of this is in dispute right now. But they saying that King never sent the contract to show the people he's working. He's never did his part. And now Cha is running the risk of not being able to make the fight. While Don King got paperwork in saying if he don't make it, then guess what? We want his belt. Now, this is the thing. A lot of y'all might say, yo, why would he go through all of this for a WBA regular champion? If you ask yourself that, you're not seeing the big picture. There's a bigger prize than you know. Let's go. According to Emmanuel Cha, and I quote, and y'all see that quote floating around up here. What a mean, nasty game by Don King. He says that Bryant don't want to fight me. This is on his Instagram account. Bryant don't want to fight me. Don King tries to force me to sign with him, which I definitely won't do. I have a boxing promoter myself, Earl Salen. We have already put our lawyers on all points. Don King won't get away like this. No matter what happens, I am 200% fit and ready to fight. The title stays with us in Germany. I filled out all of the WBA forms, adhered to all of the legal guidelines, and signed all of the WBA contracts several times. Now check this part though. And I quote, I also signed the Don King Productions contract under protest. The game with Don King has been going on for 2 years. We boxers are neither promoters nor organizers. I would like to defend my title every 3 months. It's all up to Don King that I haven't been able to fight for 2 years. Allah is the greatest, and he will give me the power and passion. I will be ready for you in every challenge, end quote. I'm going to stop right there. You signed. Don King has been stalling you already for years. He's already been playing this game with you. You signed. Here's the big prize now, fam. Oh, let me read this one. Emmanuel Cha says, I'm still waiting on our promotional partner to give us some information that we can promote also the event. We don't know the broadcaster. We cannot help sell TV rights in Germany. Also, which gloves will be used by us or by Bryant. So many things have to be organized to be sure that the fight happens. Don King ain't done none of that. This fight was said to be happening on Fight TV, amongst other apps. Don King was going to put this on Fight TV. As a matter of fact, last I checked, the advertisement is still up because news came out that Don King was going to be canceling the event. I don't know how true that is, you know what I'm saying? Because the actual the advertisement that the fight is going on is still on Fight TV. So, now we get to the bottom line. What is the goal in all of this? Why is Don King swindling Emmanuel Cha? Why? What is the big prize that Don King is spending $2 million to win a purse bid? What is he stalling this fight over and over and over and over for? What is it, main man? I'll tell you what it is. It's one or two things. He wants one or two things, simple and Simon. The first option would be to take Emmanuel Cha altogether. Why would he want Emmanuel Cha? Who the hell is Emmanuel Cha? Emmanuel Cha is a stellar chess piece on the board. He's a stellar chess piece on the board. Emmanuel Cha is the WBA regular championship, right? Emmanuel Cha is from the Middle East. Emmanuel Cha sits right up under Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua's WBA mandatory for his super championship is going to be coming due soon. Though they don't have an official mandatory, but every 18 months, the WBA has to decide something, right? Don King has a very cozy relationship with the WBA. If he had Emmanuel Cha and that WBA title, and you know that Joshua's WBA mandatory eventually is going to come, could not Don King take Emmanuel Cha, go to the Middle East, and talk to some of the people they know, and see if the Middle East is ready to put up a big bag of money for Emmanuel Cha versus Anthony Joshua? Riddle me that. Emmanuel Cha says, yo, Anthony Joshua, after I win this next fight, you might want to fight me. I'm from the Middle East. I'm from there. You want the big bag of money there? Then guess what? It comes automatic. Imagine a Middle Eastern fighter with a world title that sits right next to Anthony Joshua. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's the first goal. You see, Emmanuel Cha says, the man tried to sign me. I already got a promoter. Why is he trying to sign me? Okay, great. I can't get Emmanuel Cha. If I can't get you, Cha, then give me your belt. Because if I can't get you and put you in that position, then I'll just choose and put one of my guys in that position and still lean on the WBA and tell them to make this mandatory happen. Now you got Trevor Bryant versus Anthony Joshua. This is why Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, that's why they pushing so hard. Because if it doesn't work, Anthony Joshua is going to be held down with mandatories for his next couple fights. You already know you got the Alexander Usyk situation, the WBO. Right behind that, you're going to be dealing with the WBA. If he doesn't face Tyson Fury, it's going to be mandatory central for Anthony Joshua. And who wants to get into that game? You named it. You guessed it. This is Don King's, one of his last major plays. This is one of his last major plays. And it involves the cast, the whole Don King production cast. All of them. Trevor Bryant, Lovejoy, Bermain Stavern, Shumanov. Bring them all on. All those Don King fighters that he keep hiding from us for years. They were all going to be part of this big extravaganza. All just to swindle the WBA belt. That's what it is. And he's going to use that WBA belt and try to get that Anthony Joshua fight. My only wonder, I guess we'll know the answer after tomorrow night, is if he's going to succeed or not. If Cha doesn't make the fight, or if the fight doesn't happen, I've seen articles, like I said, that said King scrapped it. I'll see. If he doesn't make this fight, does Don King either have the rights to promote his next fight, or does that title got to come off his waist? Something is going to happen, y'all. Boxing fans, watch this situation. Anthony Joshua Nation, watch this situation. Don King is trying to be slick, and he's trying to pull a fast one, and he's trying to swindle a lot out. He's basically trying to swindle his way back to the bag. And if left unchecked, if the WBA play ball with Don, he's going to succeed. It all depends. I ain't seen this dude in goodness gracious. I ain't seen Trevor Bryant in 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. So I just want to say, y'all, keep your eye on this situation, and let's see if Don King is going to really swindle this situation. All of this for the WBA belt to get next to Anthony Joshua. And I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. I'm telling y'all straight like this. And this is another danger. It ain't done yet. What's going to happen with Joshua? Whether it's going to be Fury or whatever. Ain't nothing done yet. If this tomorrow passes, and whether a fight happens or not, Don King is going to try to get that WBA title shot before Anthony Joshua's next fight. You best to believe it. He going to be putting his foot on the gas. I meant to look up when was Anthony Joshua's last WBA Mando. I want to say Alexander Povetkin. Because they pulled him out of that Deontay Wilder situation because of the Povetkin WBA Mando. I remember before that the WBA ordered him to face Luis Ortiz. But it was Ortiz, and I remember Povetkin. But I don't remember no more after Povetkin. And I'm going to tell you like this. If that WBA Mando is lingering close, Don King is going to make a play for it. And that might shut down a lot of stuff for AJ. I don't know. We'll see. That's it for me, though. I'm going to read some comments, y'all, and I'm up out of here, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. Let me pull up this. Oh, man, my screen got stuck on me, y'all. Sorry, man. Some of y'all comments might have froze, so hold on. Let me get this together. I kept this one. Oh, that's why. There we go. All right. Yo, my man Equal Foundation is in the building. What's up, family? Word of the day. What's going on, man? He wants money, and that is always it. Big facts. Big facts. Don King still a bad boy all day. 89 years of age. 89 years of age and still scheming, hustling, and swindling. That's why I say, man, the man is a G. I actually, look, if he pull this off, you look at the WBA president. If he pulls this off, y'all, I'm telling y'all, man, this is going to be one of the greatest promoter magician tricks that you've seen in quite some time. For all of my younger boxing fans, if you've never seen the con artist known as Don King in action, if you've never seen him in action, just take a look. Let's just see how this all works out in the end, though. You know what I'm saying? My man, Don the King. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much my show for the night, fam. I want y'all to know, now, in the future, at this point of the show, We should have it honestly in place by the next show. But in the future, at this portion of the show is why we'll start to do phone calls. So I'll flash your phone number up on the screen there, and y'all can call me up. Anything that we just talked about for the whole show, anything that's on your mind, anything that's just in boxing in general you want to talk about, this is what the portion of the show where we'll start to chop it up. And we'll kill about 20, maybe 30 minutes at the end of each show and just kind of chopping it up back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So I just want y'all to know, be on the lookout for that upgrade. On the next episode, we bringing back the boxing history. My bad, had to get away from it this time around. I replaced it with the Bud rant just for this time around. But next episode, yo, we going back to the boxing history, man. So that's it for the homie. I catch up with y'all Sunday. I be back here Sunday for We Talking Boxing, man. Much love to you all. Now, you got to go to work tomorrow, right? Or at least some of y'all got to go to work. This is what you're going to do. You're going to go into work tomorrow, and you're going to say, hey, boss man, I came here to work today, but guess what? It's Friday. I'm not feeling too good. The reason I'm not feeling too good is because I've been working hard for you Monday through Thursday. So guess what? Friday, I want to relax. I want to chill out. I want to come in here today and I want the job to cater to me for a change. You know what I mean? Go get my lunch. As a matter of fact, you go get my lunch, and yes, I want cheese with that. And when you bring your happy ass back, give me the keys to the company car. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. I see y'all Sunday. Much love to the fam. Salute to everyone in Mainman Mademan's boxing form, man. And until the next one, champs, peace out.